Hey, it's Pierre. I'm going to do a quick comparison between the Salming Race R2 and the Salming Kobra. I've used both of these shoes, most recently the Kobra. I've been using it for at least a year, I think. And I used this one for at least a year. It's been a while. I used this one again today. Just to someone asked a question on the site of which one I would go with if I were to purchase my next pair, which I'm gonna have to start considering because my Kobra's sprung a leak here. These little pieces of fabric that hold in the laces, this one broke, so I can kind of get by, I can tie it and so on, but I'm gonna need to start thinking about my next pair. So anyway, to answer that question of which one I'm gonna go with, I'm not sure. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the differences. They feel about the same size-wise. The Salmings, some people find run a little big. I wear my regular size and then cinch them up pretty tight, which is possibly why I blew out this eye hole here, because I'm always really cinching them up. In terms of the wear and tear, so inside the shoe, the fit in terms of the width of it, to me felt about the same between the two, both a little bit on the wide side, people find, although I wear my regular size. In terms of wear and tear, they kind of wore down about the same. My left foot takes the brunt of my foot dragging. You can see on the race, it wore out here, toe drag, and starting to wear out all around here and on the corner here. The Kobra is about the same. I don't know if you can see that, but it's worn down here, and there's just springing a leak here in the toe. It's actually broken through the fabric, and it's all kind of worn down up here. They ended up about the same. I think it's about the same amount of time that I used them. But I think the Kobra is a little bit more structurally sound, just a little. It's just more reinforced here around the edges, and so even though I'm looking at these two, I'm actually kind of surprised to see that they look about the same. Instinctively, I still want to tell you that the Kobra is better reinforced, even though the evidence really isn't supporting that right now. It's just got this extra bit of plastic. I guess you can see it here. Like, I've just worn down this plastic, but it hasn't broken through. Over here, well, it hadn't broken through either, so who knows. The other thing I wanted to show you is that the Kobra feels like it stayed together. How do I want to phrase this? Let me start with the race. The race, as it got older, I felt like it kind of got loose around the toe box. Like, it just sort of, the fabric stretched and it got kind of bigger there as it wore in. The Kobra really didn't feel like that. It doesn't feel any bigger here. It sort of maintained its shape, I guess is the way to say it, a little better over the months. The inside of the shoe, you can check out my Kobra review from before, but the inside of the shoe is a little different. I liked the race better initially. It's hard to figure out why this is, but inside the race I feel like there's an arch and then the heel kind of tapers away. I think the 5 degrees in the Salming, I wasn't sure what that meant. Someone explained that it's actually the level of angle in the heel. The Kobra has 8 degrees. And when you put the Kobra on, it feels more like inside it's going down and then up at the front, strangely. So it felt almost completely different inside to the race initially. Over time, that kind of feeling weird, how it rested on my arch, that went away, in part because I got used to them and broke them in and it kind of evened it out a little, and in part because I started using some inserts. I was testing these out, and these kind of gave me a little bit more of an arch in the shoe. I'll do another review of these another time, but that sort of feeling went away. So I guess to answer the question, which would I buy, which will be the next Salming I would buy, I'm actually surprised to say I'm going to lean towards the Kobra. I liked the feeling of how it kind of held together a little better, but just a little. They're about the same. You know, once I look at all the damage, I realized it's about the same. I just kind of like how this maintained the shape best after many months of playing. So just a little feedback for anyone who's trying to decide between these two shoes. Hope you enjoy.